Hello, welcome to Crushy Baya's Forbidden Fruits. I'm Crushy Baya. The reason I call it Crushy Baya's Forbidden Fruits is because of the fact that I have been in this terrible cycle now for 21 years. And so that puts an age on me. How's that working for you? Yeah, I'm over 21 years old. Anyway, my mission statement is to say that I am no longer going to stay in this repetitive cycle of the subconscious. I am putting the revolver down. I am changing the game from Russian roulette to, I don't know. I'm not going to change it to the pinata game or pin the tail on the donkey. We're not running around with our eyes closed anymore. And we're definitely not gonna, that was a 6 chamber. And I had already tried twice, and yeah, that was enough for me. So, I don't know what game we're gonna play next, but I think we're just gonna play like run and spin and jump in a field. Double Dutch. We're not going to play any game that has any kind of competition. We're tired of that. I think at one point I was playing tennis for, maybe a month. But I think I ended up then playing ping pong against a wall. And then I went back to Russian roulette. So, welcome. Metaphors. Beautiful. I love the one that likes to talk about metaphors. Or in metaphors. Yeah, that one. He's, just chilling up there. Anyway, so, my fellow fallen. Because we all sin, don't we? I like the word sin because it comes from the Bible. Just kidding. Yeah, I like the saying that says, the spiritual... And I probably scared everybody away. No, I'm not. I'm not by any means religious, right? The spiritual or the religious are the ones that fear hell. The spiritual are the ones who have been to hell and are back again. And I think that the more spiritual you are, or the quicker your bounce back game, the more spiritual you are, and the more times you've been to hell. So I'm doing this in the middle of a bounce back game, and it's really hard. And I hope I don't screw this up too badly, and I already have to stand up and get my reading glasses from across the room. Wait, where did my hand go? Oh, it's an illusion. Yeah, so I'll be right back. And by the way, this chair is really squeaky, and I did not realize this because this is not, I didn't realize it. But this is not my normal chair, so bear with me for the grunts and groans as I move about the cabin. All right, here we are. Yeah, this shirt is really short, but I'm wearing it for my mommy because it has a vulture on it. We've been seeing a lot of, she calls them, we looked up turkey hawk, and we ended up fighting turkey vulture because we were seeing a lot of hawks, not hulks. Somebody with a lot of interest in comic books is in my head right now too. But anyway, we've been seeing a lot of turkey hawks. And I looked it up, spiritual meaning to turkey hawks, and I ended up finding turkey vultures. And so this reading is dedicated to her. She's not really fond of what I do, but I don't think she necessarily believes in it completely. But regardless, this is dedicated to her because I love her. And I'm going to just follow through with, trying to prove the point that I understand what she's saying to me. And I am fully pledging. I'm fully pledging my allegiance to her outlook on the situation that I'm in. Kismet or nah, it's no good feeling like shit. about yourself. And yeah, because you don't get anything done. This has been a 3-year outlook of a project, and this is this is only my second video I'll put out, but when I put this out, I will actually be deleting my last video. So, but what I wanted to say is, yeah, I'm falling back into bad habits, and those bad habits are being the empath. And I know that a lot of you are going to go, oh my gosh, but being no, it's not a bad thing being an empath. It's not. Being able to feel other people's feelings and emotions is a very good thing. It is. However, you then want to people please because you want to keep them happy, right? It's not your job to keep other people happy. It's their job to be happy within themselves. That's their job. They regulate their emotions. And if they don't know how to regulate their emotions, then they weren't taught very well as a child. That's not your fault. That's something that they have to work through. It's not their parents' fault because their parents didn't know any better. It's not their parents' fault because they didn't know any better. It's our faults because we are now adults. We need to teach our children better. And that's what's irritating me right now, because I lost my children twice to forgetting that I know this. I've known this since I was a child. Ooh. I'm not trying to yell at you. I just know that you can handle it. If you found me, you can handle it. If you know me, you can handle it. Because you know that I love you and I'm speaking to you with an aggressive voice. Because you can handle it. Because you're a grown-up. And you love yourself. And you're not selfish. And you're not selfless. You self-love. That's how that works. You love yourself. Who do you have to impress? You. You. You know what? If a man says... Men will say, if your woman has shaved legs and you're not around... she's fucking around on you. No. If your woman shaves her legs and you're not around, your woman loves herself. Be fucking happy that you're with that bitch. She cares about herself. Now, that's not to say all women. Not all women. I mean, someone might be, a woman that you're sleeping with, you're not around her for 3 months or whatever, and she's got shaved legs and you just pop up out of nowhere. Well, first of all, what the fuck are you doing just popping up out of nowhere? I'm sure she fucking shaved her legs if she's happy to fucking see you. But, yeah, that might be the case. She might have another man because where the fuck have you been for 3 months? There's that. But you know what? Other than that, she probably fucking loves herself. She's probably been, you know what? Hey, he doesn't love me. Somebody's got to. I'm going to love me. Or she's realizing no one else is going to. I had better. I like life, whether it's being single or being a mother, which is what I am. I lost my kids twice. I lost my kids twice, people pleasing, trying to make someone else happy because I couldn't stay in my own energy, learn what I wanted to do, and do that. When I was doing that, I had to feel bad. What about them? What about me? We never did anything that I wanted to do. Enough. But you know what? I did the same shit to my kids. I was like a big fucking teenager for a long time. I wasn't interested in what they were doing. So I didn't want to be a part of it. That's not cool either. Well, it makes me angry. It makes me upset. I can't play it. I don't like competition. I don't like playing games that get me riled up. Well, you still got to play games with them. Come to, compromise. Watch them play the game. You're a grown adult. You are a parent. You can't be stuck, sitting in your own time all the time by yourself either and being lost in your head, which is what I would do a lot too. Because I had a bad habit that one of my parents had. Before, when I didn't have someone with me. A lot of that was feeling fucking sorry for myself. These are my forbidden fruits. I'm done. It's not happening anymore. I love my children. They are my responsibility. I want better for them than I have sitting in this fucking apartment by myself. I have a lot of skills and abilities. But you know what most of them are? Understanding the way that people work. Here and gone. Understanding the way that I'm in this world, I am not of it. You are in this world, you are not of it. You've come from the depths of hell because your parents have came from the depths of hell. You just got slapped in the face a little bit fucking harder. That's not to say they didn't have it worse off. We all have the ability. It's whether or not we believe it. Religious people fear hell. Will they being extra super duper nice to you? To your face? I don't know. I really don't know anymore. I honestly, where do you go? Where do you go when you go in your head, you know? Thinking everyone is out to get you all the time. And here's another one where I channel and I get lost and I don't know what I say, and then I get worried about it and I don't want to watch it because I don't want to hear what I had to say. It was 1, 2, 3, 4 when I said that. Do I put this out or don't I? If you fear the ones that you love the most are talking shit about you behind your back, really? Why? Here's the deal. Here's the question at hand, though. Are people that you don't know talking shit about you behind your back? Is everyone talking shit about you behind your back? I don't think so. I don't think that everyone talks shit about you behind your back. I don't think the world is out to get you. As a matter of fact, I think that maybe something that was said triggered them. And they have a hard time dealing with it. You can't trigger the world. And you can't make everyone happy. You either have the people that you can help heal or the people you have to stay away from. You can either be with people on your level that are in your, in your tribe, that are good with who you are, that accept you for who you are, or those that don't. You have to believe what you see and what you know, not what someone else tells you. Someone could tell me that I'm not getting my kids back. But do they control that? No. The courts control that. I have to live my truth. My truth is I love my children. I'm a good mother. I would do anything for them. I'm doing that right now. I'm telling you that I know that I'm done. I won't deal with people that make me feel bad about myself. I won't deal with people that make me feel like I have to bring them happiness. I'm not going to make myself feel bad for not doing it, and I'm not going to make myself feel obligated to do it. I'm not going to keep my kids in a situation where they feel that they have to do it. It was my daughter. That's why I went quiet. She was messaging me. And you know what time it is? She's on spring break. Never mind. I was going to say, it's a school night. I forgot. Like, oh my gosh. And you know what? Naughty girl. But she responded to me, and that means something very much to me. That means a lot to me. I love my daughter. She's not real good for listening, though, to like doing what she's told. And then, oh my gosh, she's already gaslighting. She twisted it around totally in court that, oh my goodness, she's going to have to start going to Dr. Ale again. I think I'm going to tell her that. She needs a new counselor. Dr. Ale's the fit. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, name drop for my town. Anyways, if I didn't name drop for the, if I didn't even say this, but, like, there's the empath, there's the healer, and then there's the narcissist. And that's the hierarchy, okay? Like, I should say the teeter-totter, okay? That's the teeter-totter, okay? And thank you, Morgane, for that. And I've been saying that there is a balance. It's like the light, the gray, I prefer silver, the dark, okay? And I'm just saying that being a narcissist, having narcissistic personality disorder, I guess, being a narcissist, I mean, an empath has probably borderline personality disorder. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the way they narcissistic personality disorder, borderline personality disorder, empath, narcissist, okay? Healer, or normal person, right? So, person with no flaws, I should say, perfect person, right? Not perfect, that by no means, but what they would consider, because, you know, judgers in the middle here. No. Healer isn't a judge. You know what I mean. I'm thinking meet in the middle, but yeah. Because I'm thinking, my parents are perfect, right? Well, see, back to old patterns of behavior, assuming that the people that are older know better. And that's not true, okay? Sorry, I gotta smoke because I'm really nervous about this. Especially, I'm not gonna be able to put this out. See, it's self-conscious. Like, it's so much in trying to finish, and this is why I want to put this out now. Like, because you should be able to see the process. It's embarrassing. Knowing what you have to say and not having the confidence to say it. Because every time you say something, you're wrong. And you start doubting yourself, you start making a fool out of yourself, and you fall back. And you know that you're meant to say it. You have to say it. This is your purpose. You know what you know. The world needs to get better. We don't need empaths that fall down and lay in bed all day and do nothing and become lazy and become narcissists because they're told they're doing everything wrong, because they don't love themselves. We don't need a world full of people who don't love themselves, because if they don't love themselves, then they can't love others. That's the whole point. It's the entire point. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. And your heart and your mind are just in a battle. Don't say that. Don't say that. You're going to sound like an asshole. Don't say that. You're going to sound stupid. You're going to sound silly. Stop looking outside yourself for validation. Stop. You don't sound silly. My heart says stop. My mind says no. Listen to yourself. Everybody should know this already. Well, yeah, everybody does know this already. Let it come from somebody who looks like an asshole. The cheer again. Sorry, I had someone over that I people please to lose my kids, because I went back into the pattern. There's no more of that. There's no more. There is no fucking more. The universe says, time's up. They've said it a million times before. I'll be lucky if they let me put down the gun. I'll be very, very lucky if they let me put down the gun. And from what I'm hearing in the collective, what I'm hearing from you all, what I'm feeling is it's okay. We can put down the gun now. We can put down the gun. We don't have to be at war. Nobody likes the sight of blood. Go wash yourself. Go splash your face with water. Sit down against a tree and breathe. The war's over. Stop. Stop fighting. Stop fighting. Now, some people have chosen church, and that's fine. That's fine. They're still that afraid. We just know the war's over, that's all. We just know the war's over. Love always wins. Love always wins. And as long as you can keep a straight line, we can all walk together to the middle. We don't have to choose a side. It doesn't have to be the Egyptians against the Israelites, or the Israelites against the Egyptians, or who was bad, really. Who wrote the book? Do we all channel legitimately for everyone? Do we all put our complete and total faith in who is the channeler? Because some people can channel and they're not under the right spirit when they are channeling. They're channeling out of fear, aggression, their past. And that's okay. They're channeling out of someone, or they're channeling from someone else. They could be channeling from their subconscious. They could be channeling from my fear and my you know? Because at that point, maybe they put me in a bad spot. Back away from it. Go inside. What is my purpose? My purpose is to love. Well, that person that is channeling right now, they're channeling from aggression. They're scared, or I'm scared. One of us is afraid. Back away from the van. Do not take the candy. It doesn't look, smell, taste, feel, sound, any of those things. It doesn't, I know it's not candy. Back away from the van. The man in the van is not giving you candy. The man in the van at this point is screaming at you. Dear children, know not to talk to strangers. I'm an open book. I don't protect myself. My mom could tell me not to talk to strangers. I probably would. What does she know? Look what she's putting us through. Of course my kids don't trust me. I'm supposed to be doing a reading, but this needed to be recorded. I don't think I'm going to put it out right away because I'm going to get into an actual reading. 27 minutes in to me just going through what I needed to say out loud to myself, apparently. I need to rebuild some trust. How do I rebuild trust? I need to be able to trust myself. I've said I was going to do this channel for 3 years, 2 years, let's say 2 years. We're going to say 2 years that I've actually put my will into it and my full intention into it and have not done it. I've done tons of videos. Put one out. There are so many that are private, it's not even funny. Okay, well, no. There are so many that are on my Chromebook that is busted. That are on my phone that is busted. Why? People pleasing. No. Unacceptable. Both ways round. Both parties know better. Teach your children to know better so they can do better. You know better, you do better. Right? I'm listening to readers that assume, so many readers assume, that the people that they're talking to are single mothers that, I don't know, are single mothers that aren't in a relationship. Or single mothers that have their kids. I don't have my kids right now. I had my kids every day of their lives, pretty much, with the exception of when their dad was there. And only one of their dads was ever there. And now the agency that took them from me wants to fight to take away the rights of their dad. Like, that's not their choice. That's not their choice. That's my choice as a mother. My rights aren't diminished. What right does she have to diminish their dad's rights? Simply because she wants to take and make sure that he can't come in and take him from... He's not going to. He doesn't give a shit. It's not... I don't know. This agency makes me very angry because it's like dealing with a narcissist. It's in and of itself. I mean, she talks to me like I'm a child, that I'm never going to be good enough, that I'm a bad, bad mom. And yeah, I need to do all of these things. I should know better. I should be doing better. I have 1,000,001 things that I need to do in a day. And I need to be able to manage everything like an adult. But she makes me feel like I am a child. How does one manage that? That stress beyond the stress of like, well, you know, X, Y, and Z happened. I'm already feeling like crap about that. That, you know, obviously I made a horrible mistake and lost my kids. But now you're telling me that I'm never going to get them back at this point. And that's supposed to help me keep going. I mean, are you trying to push me over the damned edge? Like, why don't you just tell me that I'm going to be homeless and the rest of my life is, you know, basically going to be a shit show and I have no hope. Like, that is what she might as well be telling me. And that's basically what the narcissist is telling you. And yet, for some reason, with the narcissist, you can keep hope alive. With this woman, it's a fucking government agency. And then on top of my lawyers agreeing with her, how do you keep hope alive when two people working for the government that actually they do control your life are telling you that you're no good and you're not going to make it out? What do you do? Grin and bear it? Especially when they're keeping you on these programs that they want you to, you know, stay in and, you know, drop for drug screens, blow for alcohol, you know, continually persist through 3 counselors a week, AA, you know, 3 times a week. Make sure you get a job, prove to her that you're paying all your bills, you know, do all these things that are necessary to get your children back. But the only reason for that is so that you can see them 1 hour a week. 1 hour a week. And that's how it's been the whole time, with the exception of 1 month, or with the exception of 1 month of seeing them whenever. 8 hours a day in the summertime. 2 days a week, I think, or 3, maybe, unsupervised. And then, but these hours have all been supervised. But then, at the same time from there, saying, no, you can't have them back. Sorry. And then like 2 weeks later, when you're in this depressive state because you've been triggered, so you've gone back, you know, you've went back into that spiral, that karmic cycle. In the middle of the karmic cycle, you're in the cycle. There's not a way out. Like, you are in that frame of mind where you are a piece of shit. And they say, oh, you can have your kids back. And you're like, oh, that's good. And they say, oh, we're going to send you some help. And the help comes and you're like, oh, well, now I'm being overseen even more. I mean, you can't even talk to counselors about what's going on for them to actually help you with the problem, like you being back in that cycle again. Because the whole reason they're gone, I have mental issues. I was depressed. I lost them because I was people pleasing. And now I'm back in the cycle again. And you're giving me my kids back. I can't talk to my counselor about what's wrong, because if I do, then I might tell them something bad that, is like putting my kids at risk or what have you. And now you're telling me that you're going to send me help, but I'm supposed to get 60 to 90 days of help, and I'm only getting 30. My car's taking a shit on me, which it wasn't doing, it was doing prior to this, but, I don't have the support that I want to be able to have beyond like being able to talk to my counselors on the phone. I can no longer see them person to person, face to face. Everyone at this time is going through the coronavirus. Everyone is in fight or flight. They're all in this like PTSD mode, which is, thank you, Morgan, for pointing that out. It's 100% true. Everyone started having backsliding moments. Excuse me, my ear itches. It does that a lot when I'm channeling, and they gave my kids back. And I, of course, I'd fallen back like in May when we had an expedited court case. My lawyer told me I was getting them back. I was so excited in May. She said I was getting them back, and the judge says they need unequivocal evidence. It's like, well, then let's give them unequivocal evidence. Why don't we come back in 20 days and give them unequivocal evidence? My counselors were not giving them that. And they're not getting the information from my counselors. They're not pushing to get the information from my counselors. I'm telling my counselors need to give it to them. And trigger hits hard. Karmic cycle hits really hard. And it's not just a little swing on the pendulum. It's the whole 9. But now I know exactly what I need to do to get them to believe me. And I did. I got better. But I also said the things they needed to hear. And my aunt was like, it's too much. It's too much. They can't be here anyways. Well, now I'm getting better again for real. And they tell me, no, we don't even want them to come back. And I have dropped so many things. And yet I'm still in that cycle because I'm still so fucking depressed. And I'm still so fucking self-conscious. And I'm still in need of love and affection that I'm not giving myself. But I know. Who do I have to impress? Me. Back in that routine again. Doing my readings. Here I am. So I really don't want to post this. I really, really don't want to. I want my mom to listen to it. I don't know if she will. Maybe I'll have my friend Chris listen to it. I don't know. I'll try to send it to her. I don't know if it'll go through. But we'll see what happens. The trauma that I'm enduring. I stayed up for 2 hours the other night just having to call to ask them or to answer their COVID questions so I could see my kids for an hour. And that is because I had because one time they canceled me. That is because one time they canceled me because I had bronchitis. I have bronchitis every year. I had lost my voice the week before. I was coughing up a whole bunch of nasty crap. My lungs were killing me. I was in a bad spot. And I had started getting better. And I told her that. I said, well, I have bronchitis. I get it every year. So I'm not feeling the hottest, but, I still, I'm good. I don't have really any of the symptoms of mine. I've had a fever, whatever. That's one symptom. One. What did she do? Well, you do have blah, blah, blah. We need to cancel the appointment. What? Well, you don't have any proof from your medical doctor. So that's them, right? So then my aunt, the person that has them, she's like, well, you know what? That just means, and I'm like, I don't have proof from my doctor anyways. Because of the fact that, it never, the paper trail never went from one doctor's office to another. Well, that's my responsibility. No, it's not. I told the doctor's office who my past doctor was. The doctor's office should have gotten my medical records from my past doctor. They all need to know who your past doctor was. And it's not my responsibility to go and do that. They should have my records. They are records for a reason. They're transcripts. They go from place to place. Now, but okay, so why do they need to know who my past doctor was then, if they aren't doing it themselves? Why did they not ask me to go get them if it's my responsibility? Regardless, why do they need to know that I have chronic bronchitis from my doctor's office? I'm an adult. They should be able to say, oh, okay, well, that's fine then. Since you've had it. Why do they need me to prove it? If I'm telling you that I know I have bronchitis, I have bronchitis. I know it. I have it every year. No. About the vulture, I wanted to talk more about that. Don't let me forget, but I'm probably going to forget. No, I guess it doesn't matter. It's not important. Here's the deal. So I had to miss a counseling. I got to miss a visitation for my kids, but then I go into court and they'll say I canceled so many appointments. No, I didn't cancel them. They got canceled due to COVID. Well, that still sounds like they canceled them. Just like when I failed the parent mentoring group. I failed the parent mentoring group because of one question. It's two question test. I failed because of one question and because I didn't bring it up by 1 point. I went up a point. You're supposed to go up 2 points. It was a question about my past. But my past should no longer matter. We're living in the here and now. And I want to write that down. Because I guess it shows healing. And that class was a good class. So, but anyways, regardless, the fact that I didn't go up by that point meant that I failed the test and I failed the entire class. And it's like, but I was already in the high average before I went in. Like, I already knew all of the stuff. Like, I already knew it all. And I was already practicing it all. And even the family counselor that we had before I lost the children was like, we had a great counseling day that, it was like I was being overseen. And because I was being overseen, they decided to take control of my life. They were being controlling. And the things that I was doing that made them say, no, she hasn't learned her lesson, was my daughter saw my ex, who was working on my car, come upstairs and wash his hands in my sink and get his daughter and leave. I don't know if you just heard that. There's 2 cats fighting outside. And then I had been drinking one morning while the kids were at school, but I had taken it with my prescription medication. I didn't even think about it, because I don't usually drink. I hadn't drank it had been a year and a half. I quit drinking. I'd been sober for a year and a half. I just decided that morning, meh. The kids, they got 2 days before they get out of school, and I'm stressed. And I would call my aunt that has my children now to ask her to watch them, and she couldn't do it. She was too stressed out. She's always stressed out. Now she has my kids. She's even more stressed out. They know my aunt's stressed out. They're asking her to take guardianship because they can't come home to me. Why can't they come home to me? Because I don't have a job. That's those cats. Obviously, I'm passing along a lot of aggressive energy, so I'm not trying to do that. But all of these things I want to bring up to a lawyer, in which case my lawyer says, basically, I agree with them. I've never seen anybody get their kids back after losing them a second time. You know what? You should learn to lie. My aunt says, or my lawyer says, basically, you should have learned to lie to them and tell them what they want to hear. It's like, no, I want to be honest. The issue is, it's true. Being honest has gotten me in trouble before. Being honest is she said, the lady that was here at my house, she was supposed to be helping me. And you know how she was helping me? She would carry my laundry in to the laundromat and then sit there and read her book while I did laundry. That's how she helped me. We wouldn't talk about anything. She was just there to bring me to the laundromat because I didn't have a car because my vehicle was being worked on. That's how she helped me. So one day I'm just kind of spilling the beans. Like, this is what I'm going through. This is the stress. And she said I was acting erratic because I was drunk. And so she called the CPS worker. The CPS worker said to call the police to come to the house to see how much I had been drinking. And if I was, because I was like, you know, I'm losing it. Like I'm losing it. This is just too much. Like, no one will help me. Like, I can't get a break. I'm trying to do these coping mechanisms. I'm trying to calm down. You know, like, it's too much. Like, my vehicle's not working. If he can't come over and help me, I have a feeling that as soon as school gets out, like, he's going to be gone and my car's not going to be fixed. And I don't have anyone in my family to help. They won't even watch the kids, let alone come over and fix the vehicle. And he just left it because he left it sitting on its tire. And this is not my ex recent. This is my ex past. And the police took a breathalyzer and I blew, he said, he said, and I quote, less than a half a cup of communion wine. Yeah. I wasn't supposed to be drinking when the kids were home. I did not go against a safety plan, which is what I wanted to try to tell my lawyer in the first place. The lawyer wouldn't even listen to me. I have so many lawsuits against CPS, against their psychological service that they work with that took my psych evaluation because they never gave me my records. I've asked for them repeatedly. I've never gotten them. I don't think my lawyer has them. And if she does, she's not giving me a copy. She told me I had to go through the caseworker. The caseworker never gave me a copy. It's ridiculous. And then the agency themselves. And if I don't get a response from Ombudsman, because this agency has literally been fucking me. It gives me, I was up for 2 hours just because I knew that I had to wake up that day and answer COVID questions. That could very well, you know, and then of course I knew to lie, but still, like, what if my kids answer the questions wrong, you know? Because my youngest is allergic to cats still. He still hasn't gotten used to the cat. He has to have a therapy animal. He still hasn't gotten used to him. And so if my aunt says, well, we woke up, you know, this morning because he's allergic to cats. And so, you know, he's got kind of a stuffy nose, but he should be fine throughout the day. I'm sending him to school, you know, you know, it's still iffy. Like, and it's not even the caseworker that handles my case that does the visitations. It's someone else. She can put on paper whatever she wants, and my caseworker will bring it to court and say whatever she wants about it. They used to say that my daughter would go home crying after every visitation. My daughter went home crying after every visitation because she wanted to come home. Now she doesn't want to come home because if she comes home, she loses all of her help from the foster care program. So, and they don't want to separate my youngest from my oldest. So they don't want to take my youngest out of foster care either and out of guardianship for my aunt. And since the agency says guardianship, my lawyer apparently agrees. My lawyer is supposed to be representing me. Jeez. You know why this is happening? Because I wanted to go back into the revolver. I wanted to spin it again. I'm not pulling the trigger. I'm not pulling the trigger. No. No, I'm done. No. Someone else want to pick up the gun? Go ahead. Go ahead. You pick up that gun. You aim it at my head. Cut. That's what they've been doing. I lay down the revolver. Someone else picks it up. I'm not the one that judges. I'm not the one. I sure the hell am going to make for certain that this is looked at. No one should go through this. However, that is via the government. I can still take care of me. You can still take care of you, no matter how bleak your situation. You know it will be okay. I have faith, all is well. If you are spiritual, you know love is still here. Love is still here. You know it. I know it. Birds know it. Dogs know it. The cats know it. Love is still here. You can fill your own cup. You just have to clear out that negativity. They have no power over you. They have no power over you. They have no power over you. 51:51 when I looked at the clock. You are the one that takes care of yourself. They have no power over me. I take care of myself. They have no power over me. They have no power over me. They have no power over me. And I am done allowing it to stop me from doing what I need to do. This is my purpose. 52:25. This is my purpose. Come on. Do what you need to do already. Believe in yourself. Walk away from what you have to walk away from. Put the gun down. Stop listening to the voices in the back of your head. 52:52. Stop listening to the voices in the back of your head that tell you that you're not good enough. And the people that are still saying that, the people that are still telling you that, these aren't people that are just asking you when you're going to. Are you going to? That was just a dog howl. I'm not kidding. And right before I started this, there were geese flying by. The people that are asking you when you're going to, that's okay. That's fine. Because, they have every right to wonder. Because they love you and they want to see the best for you. And if you're not doing what your purpose is, you're not doing what's best for you. You're starting to affect other people now. Like, you're starting to affect a lot of other people now not doing your purpose. You know that we're all one. We're all connected. You're affecting everyone by not doing what you need to do. So get it done. That's why I'm doing this. They're asking you, that's fine. They're just saying, hey, when's it going to happen? Okay. Even if they're saying, when are you going to get a job? You know what they mean. You know what they mean. You know exactly what they mean. And they don't have to be spiritual. That's the universe reminding you, even if it's in a shitty way, you got to transform that perception. No, look at it from a different perception. Now, if they're telling you what a shitty person you are, ixnay. Get them out. Done. I won't accept that kind of, you know what? Even if you just walk out of the room, you don't have to cut them from your life forever. If they continually do that, you know what I mean? Like, my aunt is continually doing this. This is why I know I need to get my children away from my aunt. There's no longer a choice in that. There's no longer a choice in that. That's 54-54. And it's not that my aunt is a bad person. It's just that my aunt is not There's no changing her. I can't change her. I've had a hard enough time trying to change myself. And staying on that road forward, because that cycle. Like I get there, I get to the top of that fucking wheel and boom. Just, no, thank you. I think I'm going to lock up the revolver. That's what I'm going to do, because there's too many people that might want to take a shot. And that's only because they believe that they're, in their heart of hearts, they believe that they're right and that they know what they're talking about. And a lot of them, it's because they're religious. They're not spiritual. They're not spiritual. They have the fear of going to hell. And if I think that, then everyone thinks that. 55-55. If I think that, then everyone must think that about them. And that's not true. And, I must be out to get them because I don't want to pay them back the money that I owe them. No, do you forget that I've asked you if you wanted that money back and you said no, you didn't want that money back? That kind of thing. Then later on down the line, you hear from someone else like, yeah, she said that, you owe her money and you won't pay her. What? Really? I've asked her about this several times, and every time I ask her, she says she doesn't want the money. That I need to use it on my bills so I can take care of, the shit that I need to take care of. And then she tells me to self-love, and then she's like, oh, you're being selfish. Well, no, I just haven't been able to freaking clear some of the shit that I'm going through because you keep dishing out more shit. It's not really that I'm being selfish. I'm just still in my fucking ball of, still in that, anger ball. And you're trying to pull it out of me. When you have people constantly telling you you're not good enough, well, when the hell are you supposed to start feeling good? I'm still dealing with the fucking agency that tells me I'm not good enough. And you're the one that has my kids and you're telling me I'm not good enough. And then you're telling my kids I'm not good enough. Am I the one out to get you, or are you the one out to get me? Which way am I supposed to look at it? And then she'll give me like advice like, you're just not, you're not thinking through your heart, you're thinking through your head. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? I just heard the howl again. Are you kidding me? I'm thinking through my head? What do you mean? I'm thinking through my head. I mean, at the time, I can see what she was saying. Like that, maybe at that time I was thinking through my head. But she said I've been doing it my whole life. No, I was an empath. I was thinking through my people, pleasing everyone, doing whatever anybody else wanted me to do. I was only going through my heart. Because I needed heart. Maybe it's the opposite, maybe I was only thinking through my head and I wasn't thinking through my heart. I need to give back to those that gave to me. But but there's that thing, there's that catch-22. Giving back to those that gave to you doesn't mean just giving and giving and giving and giving and giving, or, constantly all the time saying, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. Like sitting down and saying, look, here's the deal. I hear that you're telling other people that I'm not, giving you the money that I owe you. But yet we've had this conversation to the point of I don't pay you back. Now, I'm offering to pay you a little bit at a time, and you're not accepting it. If you don't accept a little bit at a time, I can't pay you. So that's probably why you don't ever get paid. I'm never going to have a lump sum. That's just the way that it is. It was, I mean, I don't know. Do you need to give all of your love to them? You can't prove all of your love at one time. And you can't constantly walk around on tiptoes because they're going to be triggered from somebody else that didn't love them. I don't know. I'm just rambling. I hope you get the point. This is what I'm supposed to do. And I can't let what the government thinks of this, or the government agencies, or the agencies that work for CPS. If CPS isn't a government agency, I don't know what it would be. I guess it would be a state, it's still government. So federal, state. That's what I mean by doing government. But but I mean, yeah, rambling. What I'm trying to say is that this is something I'm trying to do, is express to other people that if you're going through narcissism, maybe it's at your job. And that could be pretty serious too, because then you get afraid to, leave your job. And, then you're constantly going into work thinking you're going to be fired, and feeling that feeling, and knowing that you need to move on and do something better, and being too afraid, thinking that you can't, and then being stuck there forever, And that's another reason why I don't want to start a new job. I don't want to go out and look for a job, because I've been in so many jobs before where, I lost a job because I had a panic attack, because there were so many clicks in that job that it just, I didn't want to go into work. I would have to do all of the work. And then there would be like the two of them just like talking. What in the fuck is that? Like, no. I would have to work the register, and then I would have to be stocking at the same time. If that's, when that was of course like one of the shittier jobs that I had, because of the fact that I lost the job at my other, at a better job, because of the fact that we came to an agreement. I never had them sign. I had to bring my child to school. I would be late every day. I told them that I would be late every day. They accepted that, said it was A-okay. And then because I was late every day and they needed to lay people off, well, they had their excuse. It's at will. They fired me on my birthday. Like, I don't know. It's not okay for me to feel like I'm going to be able to go out and do anything that's going to improve my life at this point. I would be too nervous, too self-conscious. I know that this is what I do best. And that's what I wanted to talk about, the vulture. That's the last part. I'm sorry it's been an hour, and I know that my mom's not going to listen to this. I know that no one may listen to this until I get better at actually doing readings and not just, but that's the vulture. So we looked up the turkey hawk, right? And it was the turkey vulture. And so it was talking about, how it, protects its family and what have you, and, flies really low and whatever, which is opposed to the hawk, who flies very high. And it also said that it would vomit at its enemies. You're not my enemy. Don't worry about that. You're not my enemy. But it would vomit to protect itself against, those that were out to get it. And I know that maybe you feel like this is a lot of information, or just a lot of chaos, or a lot of word vomit. But your words are powerful. Words are powerful. And I've been holding this in for so long. In the tarot, swords are communication. In the Bible, and I'm not religious, because, hopefully I already expressed that in this video. I've stopped so many of them tonight, but in the Bible, the tongue is the sword. They refer to the tongue as a sword. Even in some areas, the pen is a sword. Now, the situation I have here is that this isn't vomit. What I'm telling you here is, it is my truth. This is going to cut through, in my life, some really terrible situations. My truth is going to turn a lot of shit around for me. It's going to protect my family. It's going to fix things. And I have to believe that. And once you figure out your truth, it will too. But you're very powerful. And you cannot give up on believing that. This is what I'm supposed to do. And I'm really not comfortable with posting this at this time, but I have to. I'm supposed to pull tarot because there is that part of me. But you have to believe in yourself that you can do it. I have to believe in myself that I can do it. I have to take this information to the right channels, not channels on YouTube, but the right people. And so many places have refused me. And that is where I'm becoming less and less confident again. Don't lose faith. I have faith that all is well. Those were the last words that God spoke to me, specifically the source of all things. Like, you'll hear lots of different, if you're a channeler, you'll hear lots and lots of different voices and what have you, but you'll know when it is the Lord, and he doesn't just hang out in bathrooms in Podunkville, Fucktardia. You'll know when the voice of God is speaking to you. And if you think that you're hearing the voice of God on a regular basis, well, you're one of the very lucky, very, very very ascended masters, I would say. But, then again, I don't do a lot of meditating. I do a lot of grounding, and I do a lot of, I guess, well, okay, fair enough. I do meditate quite a bit, but I pray to him. I don't ask a lot of questions, because I usually get my answers before I even ask. So you just know when you know, and it's not something to brag about. It's not a fun thing. Anyways, I just want to say, we don't stay fallen. Our purpose is to balance. We come in the middle. And I'm sorry, I know that slipped. I know that slipped down because it was all blurry down here. And I tried to make sure it wasn't blurry. I'm sorry, I'm yawning and I'm itching. That means I'm channeling still, so I really have to get into a reading. But I hope you all stay blessed. I hope you know how much I appreciate you. I hope you know how much I am purposefully here to kind of bring a little bit of empowerment to those who have dealt with people that have dealt with agencies and others who have taken you away from your power. I'm trying to bring us back into our power, which is love, energy, and you can't be light and love all the time, but you have to love yourself. So it's bringing you back within. I'm trying to encourage us to come within, because as within, so without. And I want us to have that heaven space back here, because everyone is asking me to go home. I just want to go home. Everyone wants to go home, but this is our home. We are our home, and we were brought here to make this place our home, and we need to beautify it. We need to make this our heaven space. This was meant to be our heaven space. We have to stop destroying it. That was 1/11/11, and as I said that, Tootie Butt. This is my kitty cat. This is actually my daughter's cat. She can't have it where she's at, but I'm going to get her home. I am with her right now. Always in spirit, I'm with my daughter. She is on this particular 3D plane, not in this space, but we are here and we are not, right? We are in this world, not of it. Correct? All right, my fallen. I love you. Take care.